So, hi everyone. Hello everyone. So, hi everyone. My name is Jaleese, and of course, this is Infinite Modesty Design. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of March, for another weekly live. I'm so very grateful for everyone who is joining me today. Of course, who we are a Toronto Sewing and Fashion Studio, and our goal is to teach you the art from beginner, never touch a sewing machine before, to advanced dressmaking, become your own seamstress, currently online. I'm so grateful for everyone who will be joining me today or even watching the replay today. What we'll be making today is apron. So it's a half apron, so something like what I have here. I think I have it in the post for you guys to see. So this one, I found it. I don't know. I found it somewhere. I was like, okay, you know what? This is interesting. So I didn't make this one. I'll be making this one, and I'll be doing it step by step for everyone to take part. Now, if you are joining me live, say hi. If you're joining me on my Facebook group, you may be able to comment. So make good comment. Let us know if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced. If you want to join our courses, our classes, fantastic. If you are on my Facebook profile, kindly like, share, comments. Let us know if you're a beginner again, advanced. Just say hi, where you're connecting with us from. I love to find out where everyone is connecting with us from. If you're on YouTube, same thing. You could also subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so we are going to make apron. So I'm going to be very quick because there's a lot of different steps. So I'm hoping to be very quick with this tutorial today, and hopefully I can see you guys beautiful apron. Okay, so the apron here, we are making let me make sure I have everything with me. Hold on. We have our pockets. Oh, so I'm just looking for the band here. We have our waistband, so the band for the apron. So let me just go over the measurement. We have two pieces of fabric, 20 inches in width by the height is the length, sorry, is 24 inches in width, and the length is 20. So it's there. That's the main piece of fabric. Then we have one piece of fabric for the waistband, 60-inch by 6-inch. Now, this measurement is not a standard. You could always play around with the measurement, guys. So you don't have to stick exactly with what you could always go less or more if you want itself. By the end, of course, of this tutorial, you will see what I'm saying. One piece of fabric, 20-inch in length, by 14 inches in width. And I also have another piece of fabric for the gathered. The gathered, you could cut it out 2.5 inches. I didn't have it on there, but I have it in the email, and also it's on the Facebook page. 2.5 inches in width by about 120 in length. But this is optional. Okay, this is just to make a decoration. You don't have to make the decoration if you don't want to make the decoration. Okay. All right. So I want to shout out to all those who sign up for our for our advanced class. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you guys for those who go on to the next level advanced. So thanks again for joining me. And those who have been in our beginners class and still completing the project, continue doing it. I am so very grateful to have you guys on board. We will be coming out with a dressmaking event very soon. So I'll talk more about it as we go along today. All right, again, all our information is on there. If you need to contact us, email us, contact us by phone. You could text us, give us a text. Also check out our website for all this sewing information. We get you from beginners to advanced online, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so let me move myself here and I will start. So hopefully you can see me very well. So if you are here, kindly comment, let us know where you're connecting with us from. So let's get started. All right. So I'm hoping you can see me here because the lights, I need to just get more lights here. So what I'm going to do here, the first thing I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to work with the pockets. So I'm going to work with the pocket itself. So we have two main fabric. I'm making a double-sided apron, so you could wait on this side or that side. So I'm going to put this side, this piece aside. So let me just get my tape measurement here. And let me show you what we're going to do. So first, this side here is so this is the width. All right. So the 24 inches, this is the width. So that's what I have in front of me here. And then the length now would be from the waist to the bottom. So this is the length here. Okay. All right. So this is about 20-inch. So let me make sure you can see it. So the 20-inch here, that is the length. So this is how I have it here. So width, so I'm working with the width right now. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pockets. So my pockets here now, so the width of my pockets is about around by 14, I believe I told you. Again, you could always make it more or less. It's not a, you could always make it more or less, of course, as you know now. So this is the width of my pockets here. And then this is the length of my pocket. Okay, so this is the full length of my pocket itself. So the full length, I think I'll give you 20 inches in length. This is how we're going to do it now. Exactly like this. We're going to fold it right sides touching right. So let me turn it actually this side. I'll turn it on this side. So the right side's facing me. And then we will go right sides touching right sides. So right sides touching right sides. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually put a 2-pin here. What I want you to do now, you want to go ahead and pin it all the way around. So from here to here to here. And here to here to here, and then we will go on the machine and we'll sew it. So what I would do now, I would go ahead and I will start sewing from here. So you want to actually go ahead and pin it down. I wouldn't pin it down, I will just sew it down. So we're going to sew it down from here up to here. We do our back stitch. Then from here, back stitch, and then we come up to here and do our back stitch, and then we'll turn it and iron it. Okay, so let me put this aside first, and then we will start. All right, so I put my light on. And then I'm going to start. So you're going to sew it 1/2 inch down. Okay. So 1/2 inch down. I'm going to sew it 1/2 inch. Take your time with my sewing machine. And then we're going to pivot and turn. All right. So when we turn now, we're going to come to our pin here. And then we'll do our back stitch. All right, so now I'm going to skip now over to my next pin. I'm going to start my back stitch here. Pick up my pins. Put it right here. And I'm going to finish up here. So this is a fairly easy project, and it's a half apron. It's not a full apron. I just wanted to make something that you could get the measurement like on point. Make life a little bit easier. So let's see if my machine will turn here. Okay, there you go. All right, good stuff. Okay, so the first part is done. All right. So I'm going to take out my extra pins here and trim out my thread. So we're making our pockets first, and I give you a bigger measurement for the pocket because you could decide if you want to have a 2 pockets. So that's what I'm going to try to see if we could do today. Hopefully it's big enough for us to get 2 pockets. So now we have it like this, guys, right? We have this opening here for the pockets. Now I'm going to use this opening here. And if you want to know how big was the opening, it's about 3 inches. You could make it 4 inches as well. You could make it 2 inches. It's not really much of a standard. You could go ahead and trim the end of this pockets. I did do one, but it's okay. It's not a big deal if you don't trim it. Let me just go ahead and turn it around, guys. So turn it around here nicely. So what we're doing today, guys, we are making a little cute apron. Now, there's certain steps I would say if you don't want to go through all that, because it's some steps is a lot of piece of fabric you have to pull out. You could skip it out. But this have a lot of different steps, but it's a very easy actually. And I wanted to do it with pockets. Let's say you're in the kitchen with your kids, or you want to make aprons for, I don't know, for a gift. Then at least the person have a pocket to put their stuff in. So what I'm doing here is just poking out the corners. You could use a loop turner. I just use my scissors or some dull pencil, one of the two. All right. You just have to be careful, that's all. So I'm going to poke this out nicely. So if you guys comment, and I won't be able to see the comment, I just want to get this going. So this could be very easy, quick for you. All right. So now just have my ironing board ready. And then we're going to iron. So I'm just going to iron it nicely here. Make sure you iron this opening here as well. Going to iron it down. Ironing is very important, of course, in your sewing and fashion journey. So again, who we are a Toronto Sewing and Fashion Studio. Guys, if you're on my Facebook page, please help me share this live. We are coming out with a dressmaking event very soon. If you are interested, there should be a link there where you could sign up for our Saturday free beginners class. I would direct the mail for the event for all who sign up. We won't be having a beginners class, a free class this Saturday, but we always will be having classes. But if you sign up, you would get information for the dressmaking event. You should be able to get information for that. All right, so let me move on now. Let me put this aside. So then I'm going to bring back my main piece of fabric for my apron. Again, let me just measure again. So this side is supposed to be 24. All right, so about 24. So this is the 24 width side. And then this side here is the 20-inch side. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, sorry, if what I'm going to do here, something went in my throat. I'm going to fold this in half. I'm only looking for a guide. Okay, so I'm just looking for a guide here. I fold this in half just to kind of get a guide. I want to see the middle part. Then I'm going to take my pocket and the opening part, I'm going to actually put it down here. And I'm going to also fold my pocket in half as well. You could go ahead and iron it as well, or just hand iron it, just to get a guide, because I want to put my pockets in the middle. Right? So I want to put it in the middle. So I get a guide right here. Okay. Now, how high up? You could decide how high or how low you want to go. But for me, I put it about 4 inches up from the bottom here. So 4 inches up, 4 inches up. Okay. So I have a guide here. So that's fine for me. Then I'm going to put a pin around this. Just going to pin it down. Just going to pin it down. And then my opening is down here. So when I'm sewing now, my opening would be shut. Okay. All right. So there we go. There we go here. All right. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do, you could be a 1/4 of an inch stitch or 1/8 of an inch stitch, either or. I will sew right here down this point, come up here. And then if I want 2 pockets, I'm going to sew a line right here to the very end here to get 2 pockets itself to put my spoon or my, whatever it is here. Okay. So this is what we'll go ahead and do now. We're going to sew this down first, and then we will separate the pockets to have 2 pockets. All righty. Okay. So I am going to sew this down nicely right at the very edge itself. So hopefully you can see that well here. All right, guys. So if you are joining us for the first time, this is Jaleesa at Infinite Modesty Design. What we do, we teach you the art of sewing and fashion. We teach you online currently. If you're still looking to join our advanced class, trust me, it's more. We do have space, of course. You're more than welcome to let me know. Don't tell me my thread have come out. This is too funny. So my thread came out. That's what I never like on the live, to retread. But anyway, my thread come out. Let me go ahead and retread it as quick as easy. And guys, we teach you how to thread your machine. If you have a new machine and you don't know how to thread it, I have students who have machine for a couple of months or even a couple of years. And I always admire the machine, never thread it until they join us on our beginners class. And we teach them how to thread, how to run the bobbin, how to set up the machine, how to get your manual and read, and so on and so forth. So we do all this as well. All right. Even though you don't have our type of machine, we still help you. Okay, let's go. All righty. So I'm sewing down the pockets about 1/8 of an inch down. I'm doing. So when I come here, I would pivot and turn. Okay, I'm going to take out the pin that is right there. Let me just make sure. There you go. Take out my pins. Always take out your pins, especially as a beginner. All right. We're coming down. Okay, there you go. And then we're going to pivot and do our last turn. to the end, and I'm going to do my back stitch, and I'm done. Okay, so let me show you what we did so far. Make sure my thread is long enough. Okay, so this is what we did so far. We saw our pockets down nicely like this. So what I'm going to do now, so this was a stitch here, so it's really, really thin. You can see that. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a stitch in the middle here now to separate, to make sure I have 2 pockets now. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Again, guys, if you are joining us for the first time or for the 100th time, still say hi. Let us know that you are advanced. Maybe you have some advanced students, beginners, intermediate, never touched a sewing machine before, wanna jump on board to our classes. Please help me like, share. We have an event coming up, and I know a lot of people want to take part in this event. All right, so let's see. Kind of got a little bit wacky in the end because it's a live, so it is what it is. But let me show you what we just accomplished here. All right, so I have a lot of threads here. I'm just going to take out all the threads here. Oh, some I would say. So right now we have 2 pockets, guys. All right, immediately we have 2 pockets on our apron. Okay, we have our 2 nice pockets here. All right, let me take this out. Okay, so that is accomplished. This part is accomplished, right? Okay, so next step now, let me turn my light off. Next step, guys, what I'm going to do here, this is not a must. If you don't understand this part, that's perfectly fine. You could always go ahead and skip this. I'm just going to make a curve to the end of, and the end of the, this is the bottom, the hem part. I'm going to make a curve. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this pocket in half, or close this in half. This is not a must, guys. It's not a must. If you want to do it, or you could always leave it. I'm actually giving myself extra work. You could come up 1 inch from the edge here, and then you could just make a curved line. Let me see. I did have a ruler. I have my ruler. Where's my ruler? Here. I had my ruler somewhere. Yep. So I have it here. I'm just gonna make a nice little curve, or you could take a plate or something just to kind of curve. We just want to curve the edge here. This is not a must. You can leave it square. Okay. It's not a must. If you don't understand that, just skip it. Your apron would come out just fine. So I just make a little square here, a little oval shape here, and I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other one as well. See, that's all I cut out. Just to kind of get a little oval shape at the very end here. Alrighty. So now I'm going to open this back again. So you see how it is? We have a little nice oval shape at the very end. Then now I'm going to take this part here, guys. This is a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to try to make it quick. This is the part I have. I think I have the measurement in the email. It is, what did I tell you guys? 120, I think. 120 by 2.5 inches. So this is if you want to make a frill in the bottom, you could go ahead and do that. If you just want to leave it, you could go ahead and leave it as well. It's not a big deal. Okay. So to make the frill now, again, this is the top of my pocket here. The top of my pocket, the top of my my apron. This is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Now, I fold one end and I sew it down. You can see I sew only one end down already, right? So I sew it all the way to the other end and I fold this part like this, okay? Now, I am going to go ahead and put it right sides, touching right sides. So right sides of this, touching right sides, about 2 inches down from the top. I could go ahead and bring it to the top, but I don't want to actually. Just bring it about 2 inches down from the top. And then I'm going to fold it now. So we're going to be making a little bit of style for the apron, and we'll see how far it goes for us. So I'm going to fold it. Maybe right sides touching right sides. I'm just going to make big pleats. You don't have to have any particular size for the pleats. I'm just making pleats and hoping everything work out nicely for me. If not, I just had to loose out some. So I'm just making big pleats down here. So again, I'm just doing like this to make the pleats down, just like this. And this does take time. So that's why I say if you you're not sure with this part, you could always leave it. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm just going to try to make big pleats down. And hopefully we could get it going. All right. So again, if you are watching us live, guys, kindly help me share on my Facebook profile. In my Facebook page, in my Facebook group, you may not be able to share the live because it's the private group. But if you are watching me on my Facebook profile, you could kindly help me share. We do have an event coming up. There should be a link somewhere around this live where you could actually sign up for our free beginners class. That if you sign up, you should be able to get information about the event when we start advertising it, okay? So the event is a dressmaking event. I have students who took the event, jump on my advanced class, and so on and so forth. So it's a really cool event that you could always take part. Once I release everything, then you would get more information itself. Okay, so this part will be kind of tight because it's a curved area that I just created here. Okay, all right. So we're gonna come down like this. Make sure that I have everything here. Again, thanks to everyone who signed up for our advanced dressmaking course. Trust me, you are on the right path of getting your dream become a full reality. That's for sure. So hopefully I'm not running out of pins here. So you see what I'm doing here, guys? I'm just folding it. And here, again, this part, if you find it's too long, I could actually skip it out. It's just that I just want to put myself in extra work. That's the only difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually start on this side now just to make sure that I have enough because I'm not really monitoring the pleats. So I might have more, and I just want to make sure that I gather everything down. So I start on the other side, bring this down here. So this is what, 2 inches down, I said? So about 2 inches down, then I start my pleats. Right sides again, touching right sides. So this one I had pre-done it because it's a long, over 120, over 120 is the length. So I didn't want to hold up the video. So I'm just pinning it down. Alrighty. Okay. So sewing, it does take time, sometimes. It depends on the project you're doing, right? But the goal is that is to see the outcome, how beautiful the outcome is. And it does, sewing does give you the opportunity to see how patient you are. Let's put it like that. It builds up your confidence. It gives you the opportunity to be patient or to try yourself to see, am I patient to start to be pinning all this thing here, right? So it also gives you the opportunity to make money. I have students who start to say, you know what, now they have a second income because now they could sew for others, not just for themselves, because they understand it to the maximum. So sewing, you can save a lot of money. You know what I mean? Alteration. We know many people come to me and say, you know what, alteration is so expensive. I just wanted to do it myself. So that's a great way, right? You make clothes for yourself, you make clothes for your children. And if you want to jump into a business, which I have students, I'll have students who actually, their aim is to start their own business. And I said, you know what? You are in the right place by jumping on our advanced class. You definitely would get there. Determination is what it is. So I like to say, you know what, by the grace of God, you know, my faith is built on the Lord Jesus Christ, and that's what kind of hold me up in everything, I would say. My faith is what hold me up. Patience and all that, because sewing, you do have to have patience in general. So I'm very thankful for those who see that they could learn from me. Thank you so much. I believe that I would try my best to ensure that you learn to the maximum and you will get benefit. And eventually you will start teaching your children. Many people say, you know what, my mother used to sew, my this used to sew, and I never take it on. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful that you come on board now. So now you know you could pass it on to your children. Anyway, I'm almost to the end here. You can see this does take time. So guys, you could always keep that part if you don't want to do it. Let me make sure I get enough pleats here. So I get one here. At the leg, or maybe this one here. So I just want to make sure that I have enough. Because in the bottom, I want it to look nice and tailored. There you go. So this does take time, guys. It does take time. But again, this is optional. That's why I put optional in bracket in the email. If you get my email, or on Facebook, I put optional. If you don't want to go through all this headache, you could. You trust me. If I had skipped this part, we would have almost finished with the apron already. Almost finished. There you go. Just gonna do one more fold here, and voila, I'm done. All righty, so this is it, how it is here. So what I'm gonna do here now, so this is what we do right now. We still have one more step before we go ahead and sew. So hopefully you guys can see this very well. Okay, so I put it right side facing right, so that means the wrong side is facing me. Now I would take my other piece of band here, and I will do the exact same thing. I'll trim it out. So let me see here. I would make sure that this is the same measurement again. This is 20 inches down, 24 inches across, right? I would take this and I would trim the corner as well. This is how I do the first one. You will do it right sides to right sides, wrong sides to wrong sides. It doesn't really matter. So trim the corner just as how I did it. So I come 1 inch up. All right, and where did I put my ruler again? I hope I have it here. Okay, so it's right here. Good stuff. So I don't have to look far. So 1 inch up. Again, I'm just making a curve. If you have a plate, guys, you could actually do that with a plate as well. Or a bowl cover. All right, so. And this part, again, is optional. You don't have to. Okay. All right, good stuff. So now I'm ready to rock and roll. So now I'm going to put this over like this here. So what are we making? For those who just joining us, we're making an apron. And I'm just putting a little bit of decoration in the apron. All right. So this is it here. So now I'm going to cover this right sides to right sides. Just like this. Right. And I'm just going to do some tuck pinning. So I might just take out some pins on this side and just sandwich it. I'm not going to pin the whole thing down. You could go ahead and do that. So pretty much you have to pin it. So I'll just put 3 pins on this side. I'll sandwich it here. All right. And then I'm going to pin it here now. So who we are? We are Infinite Modesty Design, online sewing and fashion school. Let us know if you are interested in any of our sewing services. We do have our information on the screen or around this video. Like, share. We do have an event coming up, and we would like a lot of people to sign up for the event. It would be a very, very interesting event. And again, if you are at the place where you want to start our beginners class, we just started our advanced class, sorry, and we do have a lot of space. Okay, guys, so all right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna do half an inch from here. Do my back stitch, go down all the way, come around my curve, come around, and then I'm gonna finish up here. Okay, then I'm gonna turn and we're gonna iron. There you go. So let me go ahead and we would get started. So half an inch down. Remember, we have a lot of fabric now. We had to sandwich everything in. And I'm going to just take out all my beautiful pins as I go. Now, I also have to be conscious because I have my pins on this side. So I'm going to be very careful now. Now, what you could do, you could always go ahead and open this here. All right. So you know when you're coming up to your pins and you take it out. Okay. All right. So I'll take out my pins here. Okay, I'm coming up again with some pins. Now I'm doing it double. Now when you pin the frills down, you can go ahead and sew it down first before you sandwich it, okay? I'm just doing it, I'm just kind of attacking two birds with one stone. That's what I'm doing here. All right, so again, just search to take out your pins as you go along. We're almost there anyway. All right, So we're coming down nicely. Okay, don't mind me. I'll be sewing with my pins. You always take out your pins, that's for sure. Okay, got my pins here. Okay. All righty. Come around here. Yeah, for guys, if you had to do the frill, just make sure you take your pin before you sandwich it, okay? Just want to make sure that I clear that part out of the way. Because you could be double work now, just looking for the pin. Yeah. All right. So we're coming down the corner now. Again, guys, we do have a dressmaking event coming up very soon. I will talk more about it in my life as I go about. Taking out all my pins. We are making a apron. It looks boring right now because we're just sewing and sewing and sewing, but very soon we'll see the result. All right, take off my pins. Put myself in double work, but I'll take up my pins. All right. Okay. You see, when you have a lot of fabric, it takes time as well. All righty. Take out some of my pins again. I may have to take out more, of course, by the time I'm done. Okay. So I'm coming around the corner, which is good. I have to give kudos to one of my students who actually had requested this apron. It was Donna. So Donna, you actually pushed me to make the apron by your opinion, which is good. I'm not gonna make a full one as you noticed, a half one, but at least she requested it, so which is good. All right. Okay, let me take some time to take out my pins now. I have quite a bit of pins here to take out. Take out some here. Okay. Almost to the home stretch, so that's good. All right. Okay, so let's see what's going on here now. Push this aside. So take out every other pin that I have here. I'm going to trim out any corners here. Just trim it out. Okay, so that is it. All right, so I'm going to turn it now. So I do have some pins in. I didn't take it out while I was sewing, which I'm going to take it out. And I have to be very careful, of course. Very, very, very careful. Okay, so let me just go ahead and take out the pins on this side. So yeah, I didn't take out a lot of pins. But anyway, as a beginner, guys, you're going to be taking out all your pins. You'll be taking out all your beautiful pins as you sew. There you go. My daughter already requested an apron, so this might be a little bit too big for her to make a smaller one. When she saw the one on the mannequin here. So yeah. All right, so there you go. Guys, the reason why I'm doing this is to just show you that, you know what? So many people would say, you know what, I would take a long time to do some things, and that's fine. The goal is that you want to get it done, right? At least if you tell yourself, you know what, I want to learn to sew, you could start a face mask, and it takes you days to make it. At least just start, right? So this is how it is. I have one more pin here, I think. No, okay. So let me go ahead and iron this now, guys. So once we iron this, it will look really nice and stable. And then, yeah, iron it here. Make sure it's all nice and pretty here. I'm supposed to do a top stitch, which I'm not going to do a top stitch in this. I'll just leave it as is. I just leave it here. We still have one major step to go. And it's putting at the waistband. So you could go ahead and do a top stitch at the very top to make sure everything is nice and tailored. I will skip that part for now. And I would move on to the last part. When you do the top stitch, you would actually keep everything nice and form. Very nice and form. Okay, so let me show you what I have so far. Actually, I can put it up here. So this is what we have so far, right? So this part here is optional if you don't want to do the frills, because it does take time, as you can tell. But you could also skip it out if you want. But again, if you want a little bit of style, you could go ahead and do that. And then this is the back side here. But again, you could always wait. That could also be a style. Anything is style these days anyway. Okay, so last thing now, guys, is my waistband. So let me just rest this aside quickly and just show you what we're going to do for the band. Okay. So for the band now, I'm going to get the half inch. Sorry, I'm going to put the band right sides touching right sides. So it's a long piece of band. As you know, the band is what, 100 and what did I have it for? Whatever measurement I have there, that's it for the band. You could actually check the measurement again. So this is it here. I'm going to measure it right sides. I'm going to put it right sides to right sides. So all the way here, I'm going to pull it down on the table, right sides to right sides, right sides to right sides. So it's a long piece, right sides to right side. That's the waistband. You can't miss that part for sure. I think I give you 6 inches in width. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is just to get the middle part. I'm just getting the middle part of the waistband here. So the middle part of the waistband, right? And I'm just going to iron it here. Okay. Then I'm going to get the middle part of my project now. So the middle part of my project. And just want to make sure that it's in the middle. And I'll just put you can also put a pin here. You don't have to iron it anyway. So middle part here. Then I'm going to put the middle part of the waistband. Right sides touching, okay? So right sides here. Okay, let me make sure you can see, guys. Sorry. Okay, so the middle part of my waistband. So this is the right side of the waistband here. So I'm going to touch this side here, right sides to right sides, okay? So this is the right side of my waistband. I'm going to touch it down like this. So like this, I bring it down this way, okay, guys? And then I'm going to pin it in the middle. So right sides touching right sides. And I'm going to pin it down in the middle. Okay. I'm going to also pin this is, and again, this is the top part, as you can tell by now, right? I'm going to also pin this here, and I'm going to pin it here. Okay. All right. So I pin it here. So I pin everything together, pin the whole mouth together. Okay. So let me see what I'm doing here just to make sure that we're on the right track. Perfect. So when we come, we'll fold it up like this. All right. So this is what I'm going to do here now for the end. So this is what I did it here like this. Now I'm going to take this end here and I'm going to touch it right sides to right sides. So right sides to right sides. I'm going to just put a pin so you can see what I'm doing here. So right sides to right sides. I'm going to put a pin right here. Right sides to right sides. And I'm going to come all the way, almost close to, very close to this edge here. Okay. Like very, very, very close to it here. Right sides to right sides. Okay. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Right. The exact same thing here. Make sure it's right sides touching right side. I'm going to pin it down close to my waistband point. So again, I'm just going to pin it down here. 1, 2, about 4 pins. 3. If you guys want, you could also go ahead and interface your waistband as well. That could be something to do there. 4. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna sew this down. This part where I pin. So every time where I pin, I'm gonna come from this way, right? From this way, and I'm gonna sew it all the way down to the very close of my band here. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side here. So on the other side here, we're gonna sew it down from here. We're gonna come down, and then we're gonna stop right here, and then you will see what we're gonna do next. Okay. So we're almost to the home stretch, guys. That's the good thing. I know it's been taking a while to get it done, but with determination, if you want to try it out, don't hesitate. Try it out, guys. I'm doing it live for you to see. So I'm just going to do 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch down here. I should start the other, but it's okay. So I sew this side down. Now I'm going to just sew it this way down now, okay? I'll just turn it on this side. Sorry. So I'm going to 1/2 inch down. Take out my pin as I go. Take out my pins as I go. You could do 1/2 inch down, 1/4 inch down. The goal is that just make sure you sew it down nicely. Take out my pins as I go. So I'm coming close to my opening here. Very close. So when I come close enough, I would do a back stitch. All right, let me take out any pins. Actually, you know what, guys? I just realized I shouldn't put a pin. I shouldn't sew this down here as yet. But we had to turn it. Yeah. So I just realized. So just this side, I shouldn't sew it down because I don't want it to be difficult for us to turn. All right, there you go. Okay, so we want to make sure we turn it, be able to turn it itself. So just here, just leave this part open. Okay, we're not going to turn it. We're not going to turn this part here. We're not going to close this part here and leave it open. And our goal now is to try to turn it. So let me see if I can turn it. Let's see if I can turn it here live. Turn it. Pull it out. Pull it out. Pull it out. And then we'll sew the other side. Turn it out nicely. Turn it out. Turn it out. Pull it out. Out. So we make it big enough. That's why I make it 3 inches, so it's easy to pull out. If you make it smaller, that's fine. You don't have to get a pin or a turner to pull it out. So I have it here. So what I would do, I'll just go ahead and close this edge here. So I'll just seal it down. And then I'll do the other side. Okay. So maybe you want to have a thread that works with your apron itself to make sure you don't see that thread. Okay, that's fine. All right, so this is how it is so far. Right, we come as close as we can. Okay, I have to pin it actually. One of the pins come out. We come as close as we can here. Okay, so this is our band so far for the apron. We come as close as we can. So we sew it up to here. So we still have this part that is raw edge. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing what I just did on this side. Okay, the only thing again, I wouldn't close this part. That's what was the mistake I did. So now I'm not going to close it. We're just going to sew down this side, and we're going to come as close as we can to here. So I'm going to actually start on this side though, so it's easier for me to take out the pins. All right. So let's see if I could just do it as quick can be. So this is one of the longest parts that I can make for my life so far, but I wanted to challenge you to say, you know what, you could definitely do it. All right, good stuff. So that side is done. Let me see if I could just turn it in again. So I'm just gonna, right by the edge here, I'm gonna shove it in so I can pull it out. Okay, guys, so what we're doing, we're making an apron. So the thing is, I put myself in all this work. I put gathered on the apron. I put pockets on the apron. So I did a lot of different steps on the apron. You could always keep some of the step if you just want to make a plain apron. You could go ahead and do so, but I wanted to challenge you to at least just try, okay? Just make yourself an apron today. Whether you want it, whether you're gonna use it, yes or no, make it for your kids, make it for yourself, make it for a gift. It's a project though. It takes a lot of time because I put a lot of steps, as you can tell. But it's not that hard. So if you are joining us live, kindly say hi, guys. If you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay. Beginners, advanced. If you are in our advanced class, the more the merrier. Just say, you know what, I'm on the way to advanced. If you're beginner, you say beginner. If you're a seamstress, if you already have your business or you're already sewing for people, just say, you know what, I'm a seamstress. Whatever the case may be, would like to know where you're connecting with us from. Toronto, Grenada, St. Lucia, Jamaica, like wherever it is, let us know. All right. All right, good stuff. Don't tell me my thread boss again. My thread boss again. So this is the second thread boss on my live. What a day. Okay. So let me see if I can do it as quick as can be. There you go. No, it's not going in. Let's go. All right. Perfect. All good to go. All right. So last straw, guys. Very last straw. So now let me show you where we are. So now this side of the waistband is done. And this side is done. Okay. Now we're going to do this side here now. I'm going to sew it in for this end. So this end here, I'm going to sew it in from this end to this end. Okay, right here. And then we'll have this part to kind of close in, and we're going to be on our way to finish. Okay. So let me go ahead and close this part here. 1/2 inch down. Make sure you stick to your 1/2 inch down. So we get a nice clean finish. Okay. So 1/2 inch down. And for those who are in a membership, I will be putting up, of course, a video there, a clear video there for you guys to see this as well. I should be dropping it very soon for this month. Okay. So I'll do the exact same one. So we do have a membership live. We do come on live every single month for those who want to do project, beginners, intermediate project. We do also have a membership. But the membership is beginner, intermediate. You really want to get on our advanced class to start making garments. Alrighty, so almost to the end here, guys. So let me show you guys. This is almost to the end. I'm so excited. We're almost to the end. Trust me. All right. Okay. So we see we sewed this side down. So this is the front of the waistband. It is sewn down. All right. So this is what we're going to go ahead and do now. And again, if you have interfacing, you could always put interface in the waistband. So I'm going to turn it on this side. Turn it on this side here. You see, we have an opening here, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do now. We're gonna make sure we fold this 1/2 inch down, and we're gonna tuck it in here. Fold it 1/2 inch down, and we're gonna tuck it in here. Just make sure it's neat on both sides. Yeah. That's where we're supposed to iron actually once we finish that part. But again, I'm not going to iron right now. But once you're finished, so the front part of the waistband, you want to iron it down. So I'm just going to tuck it in here. Tucking it here. Make sure when you tuck it in, it's 1/2 inch, okay? You could also iron that part down as well. I just didn't want to go through all that. So tuck it down 1/2 inch. Tuck it down 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Beautiful. So 1/2 inch here. I'll put 2 more. This is not good. I'll put 2 more here. So 1. Put this up here so it won't fall and jerk me. And I put another one here. So 1 more here. So just fold it down 1/2 inch to seal that front piece there. All right. Let's see. So now we're gonna go ahead now and sew this down here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna sew it from the front piece so I could see. And again, you want to have a thread that match. You don't want to have a black thread. I have a black thread. I'm gonna start sewing it from the front here so I could see. So where I have this opening here, because I stopped right here, I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna just do a 1/7 inch down. And again, you could also go ahead and do a top stitch all the way here. I'm not going to do that, of course. So now I'm going to start sewing. So I have pins. I'm going to make sure I take up my pins. And I'm going to sew it. Okay, good. Got my pins. Be careful when you're taking out your pins. You could pin it from the front as well. So, okay, good. Almost to the end. Okay, take out this pin here. Don't want no trouble. Almost to the end, no trouble at all. Okay. So guys, some of my lines is not as straight, but anyway, I'm just trying to finish it up here. All right. Okay, so we are officially done all our sewing. All our sewing is done, guys. The only thing what we need to do is to iron, which I'm not gonna iron right now. I'm just gonna show you guys how we're gonna look on the mannequin. So this is what we have. This is what we just achieved. So let me go ahead and put it on the mannequin here to show you what we just achieved. So this is our apron. And I'm gonna tie it here. Of course, you wanna make sure that you iron the band. You can make it longer or shorter if you want, right? And I'm gonna put a bow in the back of it here, right? And this is what we just achieved. Our 2 pockets. So we have this pocket and we have that pocket. Oh, I didn't put it on straight on her. Probably not. Oh, okay. All right. So this is exactly what we have. I will post a picture, of course, so you guys can see exactly what it is. So this is what we did with our nice little apron. We have it. We have our nice decoration this way, that way. This is her back with her bow. And again, if you want to go ahead and wear it double-sided, right? Let's say you want to go ahead and do it this way. You could go ahead. The only thing at this, some part of the raw edge is showing, and you could go ahead and decide to make it as a style. Like, who cares, right? Anything is style these days, and it still look prime and proper. All right. So this is it. What we was making, it did take us some while. It did take us a while to make, but again, I want you to challenge yourself and try it out. Your nice little dandy apron with pockets. All right. Good stuff. So, let's see the time now. All right. So thank you guys so much for all your support. So whoever have been Miami, excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm hoping this tutorial was helpful. Please go ahead and try it out. Make your own. For those in the membership, I would actually put a more detail one day you can see everything. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful. And again, if you are someone that want to learn the art of sewing and fashion, contact us. My name is Jaleese. It's such a pleasure to have you on board today. I will end this live now because we take a long time, but it was a pleasure to have everyone. I love you. Remember, Jesus loved you. That's the goal for our existence. Have yourself a wonderful day. This is Jaleese at Infinite Modesty Design. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.